Do you want the premiumness of the Superb and the strength of the RS245 without breaking the bank? Well, Škoda has something specially for you. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the all-new Octavia 2021. Now today what we have with us is the 4th generation of the Octavia, and looking at it, the entire car looks completely new and refreshed. Every panel on the car has been completely redesigned. Coming to the front, you have a nice looking grille in front that has a chrome surround around it. The angular headlamps are LEDs and have this distinguished looking DRLs on it that can be seen from miles away. Now the lower portion of the car does remind it of the Škoda Superb with these LED fog lamps and a chrome strip that runs through it. Coming to the hood, you have these nice sharp crease and cuts all over the bonnet, making it look a lot more aesthetic. So moving on to the side now, the first thing that you notice are these 17-inch alloys. Now they are named as the Pulsar. So they have this dual tone finish to it. Now according to me, they look a little bit overdone, but according to Škoda, they help in better aerodynamics. And if that's the case, that's really great. This being the LNK variant, you also have an LNK badge over there on the side that really looks nice. And the side profile is minimalistic. You have one sharp line moving from the front all the way to the back. Moving on to the rear half of the car, you have this coupe-like shape at the back that distinguishes it from the rest of the crowd. The back has this beautifully designed LED tail lamps that is called animated LED tail lamps, and also has a dynamic indicator that really looks nice in the night. Let's switch to night mode. Welcome back. Now the rear end is nice. You have this black cladding at the bottom. You also have your Škoda lettering in bold. Now this is something seen on the latest Škoda cars as well, so it really goes well. Now overall the car looks completely modern, completely new, and adds a little bit more luxury to it. So now let's hop on inside and see what we have inside as well. Now stepping inside the cabin, and I am greeted by this luxurious cabin over here inside. Now I must mention to you in the start, this new redesigned key that looks really nice. It has this piano black finish and chrome around it. It's really nice. The only thing you need to take care of a key like this, but it feels really nice to hold as well. So with that aside, the cabin, the dash is completely redesigned. Now you have black, beige and this piano black finish moving all around the cabin, making it a lot more premium and a lot more appealing as well. The first thing that I can see in front of me is this 2-spoke steering wheel now. Now this has been brought down from the Superb. It was first seen on the Superb. It feels really nice to hold. It has nice buttons on them as well. Has a nice tactile feel as well to it. In front I have a 10.25-inch virtual instrument cluster that has loads of information on that. I can control and view loads of controls and information on that. This is the updated virtual instrument cluster, so the graphics are much better and much more crisper. We will do an in-depth review on that, so stay tuned for that as well. Another new thing that I can see is this new 10-inch screen over here. It's a tablet-like thing that is being put up over here and has loads of controls, more than ever actually, because the dash is so minimalistic that they have cut down a lot of buttons on the car. So a lot of controls are on the screen itself, like your AC control buttons that are here on the screen. So you can change your temperature, you can change your fan speed, everything can be done from here. Now this screen is kind of an Android based OS, because you have you have a swipe down menu and you have your Bluetooth, hotspot and stuff on the screen itself. It's really nice. And other than that, you have other things like your Bluetooth connectivity, you have Apple CarPlay, which is wireless, you have Android Auto as well, you have ambient lighting. Now ambient lighting again in this car has two different shades. You have one on the top and one at the bottom. So let's switch to night mode. Welcome back. That was cool, right? So you have different combinations that you can do as well with the ambient lighting, so that is very pretty cool. Apart from that, you have your vehicle settings as well, that you can configure a lot of things. Now again, we'll do a tutorial video on this, so stay tuned for that as well. So I wouldn't you put all of that in this video, as it'll become too long. Now one thing that I need to mention is this touch bar over here, that it kind of reminds me of the one on the MacBook Pro. So you can basically increase your volume, decrease your volume from here, and not only that, you can also increase and decrease the temperature of the AC. So you press the climber over here and two fingers, you can basically increase the temperature or decrease the temperature, but only of the driver's side. Basically this is a dual zone climate control, so the passenger side wouldn't change, only the driver's side would change. So again, we'll do that on the tutorial review. Apart from that, there are few buttons over here at the bottom. One is your auto parking, which we'll show you in a while, so stay tuned for that as well. You also have your indicator, your parking indicator, your lock button, your defogger buttons as well over here. Now the AC vents have been brought down to the bottom over here. Though they are lower end, they are on the lower side, they do throw a good amount of air at your face, so nothing much to complain about over there. Coming to the center console of the car right here, first thing you must be noticing that it misses the gear shifter over here, because they have redesigned it and they have put this small toggle like thing over here that really looks nice and saves a lot of space as well. Now with the space that they save, they have given you a huge wireless charging pad that can house a big phone as well over here, and that's really great. You also have two USB Type-C ports over here and a third one that is right over here. Now you must be wondering why there's one over here, but that's for the dash cam. So a really smart thing done by Skoda. And coming below, you have two cup holders over here. Another thing you must be noticing is it misses the manual handbrake, so they've given an electronic handbrake right here, so that saves a lot of space again. And you also have the auto hold button right here. I have under my armrest storage space as well that has it's pretty decent, and I can house a lot of stuff as well. Now the armrest is adjustable, so I can move it up and down according to how I want it. The glove box over here is cooled, so I can keep some stuff over here and have it refreshed, my refreshments over here, and have it cooled. Another thing is these ambient, the interior lightings over here. Now they are touch to wake, so you can basically touch them and they go off, and you touch them and they come on. You can also alter the intensity of it by having it long pressed, so you can basically dim it by pressing it long pressed, so that's really nice thing as well. Vanity mirror with lighting as well over here. Other than that, the cabin in front feels really nice and premium. Oh, I must mention to you about the seats as well. Now these seats are really comfortable. They kind of remind me of the ones from the BMW M5, but they are way more comfortable than that one. Now they have this suede in the middle and leather around it, so that is really nice. So now let's hop onto the rear and see what we have there as well. Hopping on the rear, and I must say the luxury has carried on from the front to the rear as well. The seats are really nice to sit in. They also have the suede in the center and the leather at the side, making it a lot more comfortable to sit on. Now other than that, I have this armrest in the center that has two cup holders right here, so I can keep my drinks and sip on it on those long drives. A really smart thing and a clever thing done by Škoda are these phone holders on the magazine style holders in the front pockets, so it really helps you well. And you have these two AC vents at the bottom that throw air directly at your face, so it's really nice. Though it's at the bottom, it helps you really well. At the bottom I have two USB Type-C ports, so I never run out of battery anytime all throughout the day. Another creature comfort feature that I have are these sun blinds over here that I can put up, and that keeps me away from the scorching heat of the sun. Not only here, I also have one at the rear, so I don't get the sun from the back as well. So now there are three headrests over here, so three people could sit, but the person in the center would have to be either a kid or someone on the more thinner side. Apart from that, I have good amount of headroom over here, though this has a coupe shape, good amount of headroom. Underside support is pretty decent as well. Knee room is good, nothing to complain about. I have a nice grab handle as well on the door. Door bins are huge, I can house those 1 liter bottles with ease. So overall the rear end as well is nice to sit in, nothing to complain about. So I also have these touch sensitive lights at the back as well, which have the, I can increase and decrease the intensity over here. It's a pretty cool feature actually. So yep. So now without wasting any more time, let's just check out the boot and then go for a drive. Now the boot in the Octavia has never been a point of complaint, and that stays true in the 4th generation as well. Now having an electronic tailgate with a swipe feature. Now the boot has a massive 600 liters of boot space, and if I drop the seats down, I have an additional amount of boot space, making it a total of 1555 liters. What more would you want? So now, without any further ado, let's head on and get driving. Head out for a drive. So let's put it in D, release the electronic handbrake, and let's leave. So now I'm behind the wheel of the Octavia, all new Octavia, and the first thing that I must mention to you is I'm sitting in some really comfortable seats right here, and both the seats, the driver and the passenger seat, is electronically adjustable, so that's really great. The driver seat also has 3 memory functions as well, so 3 drivers can set that. Another thing that I notice instantly is the NVH levels in the car. They are really amazing. You can barely hear anything from the exterior creeping inside the cabin, so that is really great, and it makes you feel like you're in something really comfortable and luxurious right here. Now first thing that I must mention to you is this is the first time I'm driving a car with a 2-spoke steering wheel, but it feels really nice as well to hold. The size is perfect, the controls are placed perfectly. I can access every button with my thumbs without any difficulty, so that's really nice about it. I also have a nice virtual instrument cluster in front of me. Now that has loads of information that I can change. I can literally change it to whatever information I want. Like right now what I have is on the right hand side the distance to empty, and the left hand side my mileage, and in the center a digital speedometer, which is really nice and great. It's very crisp, very sharp as well, so that makes it feel really nice as well. Now this is the new 10-inch screen that I said earlier, and I must say that it is really nice to access. You do need to take your eyes off the road, but it is really nice. You literally can access it. Characters on this are really nice and big, so that's nice. I can change loads of things on this. As I said, we will do an in-depth review, tutorial review on that, so let's leave that for that. Also, as I said earlier, ambient lighting, so I can literally change ambient lighting depending on the mood. So there is like mood lighting as well. So there's Škoda, which is green, then weather, which is basically the bluish, more purplish side of it. So right now I kept it on that setting. You also have summer, ocean. Another thing that I noticed on the car is the suspension. Now the suspension is so smooth and so comfortable. It soaks up the bumps perfectly. Like any undulations on the road, it soaks it up perfectly without letting anything come inside. And I'm really impressed with that, because the previous generations Octavia had a little stiffer suspension, so you could actually feel every undulation on the road. But this one is set up on the softer side, and that's really nice, because this is what the car is going to be used, especially this variant, the LNK variant. It is going to be used more in the city. It's going to be used by people who want a lot of comfort and stuff like that, and this is going to do that perfectly, because the suspension is really great, and I'm really loving that as well. In terms of the gearbox right now, this is the DQ381 gearbox. This is the same one seen on the Octavia RS245, and it's really great. The shifts are smooth. It's a dual clutch transmission, so the shifts are really smooth, and you really can't feel the shifting. That is really great. Now the engine as well in front of me is the new updated 2-liter engine, the 2-liter TSI engine. Now this produces around 190 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque, so which is really great. Now it's very powerful as well, so I don't have anything to complain about that. So let's just pull the car, let's move it in sport, and let's just give it a... So as you see, the car literally pulls. It pulls really well, and yeah, it showed me my speed warning right there. That's why it beeped. But the pull is nice. Now this isn't a very aggressive pull. It's more linear, but still it does throw you back into the seat, and that's something that I really like. Now let's turn around and check out the turning radius. Now in this all new Octavia, the car has become a little longer and wider as well. So it's 19 millimeters longer and 15 millimeters wider. But that's to do with mostly generally the bumpers, because the wheelbase is exactly the same. Now talking about the sport mode, I also have paddle shifters behind, so if I want a little bit more controlled and sporty drive, I can use the paddles as well, and you can literally take it all the way up to 6,000 RPM. That's really fun. So I'm really loving that, and I see that the car loses traction quite easily. I guess that's to do with the tires. So I think if you upgrade your tires, I think you will be better off with that. But it's really fun to drive with the paddles now. The gearbox really works hand in hand with the engine, so it's a really fun car to drive. Around corners as well, though this is on the softer side, you don't have a lot of body roll. It's still contained well, I must say, but it is slightly different compared to the stiffer suspension on the previous one, but it's not bad. It's the best in its segment, I would say, in its segment right now. So I have nothing to complain about that. Visibility is great. Like, I have a big huge windscreen in front of me, huge windows on the side of me, and I have nothing to complain about the visibility as well. So that's really nice for me. And yeah, the paddles are very nice. They shift pretty quickly as well. There's not much of a delay, so I'm happy with that. Nothing much to complain about that. There's only one thing that I must mention to you that I am not such a fan of, is the adjustment of the Clamptronic AC, because it's like a 2-step, 3-step process. You need to hit menu first, then you need to go to basically you can hit menu, or you can directly go to climate and then change your fan speed and stuff over here, which is a little longer process. I would want a physical knob wherein I could literally just change it as in when I want it. But there's a party trick to this, you know that? So as I told you earlier, that this has this touchpad over here. So if I press climate once and press 2 fingers and slide around this, I can actually change the temperature of the air conditioning. But it only happens for the driver's side. Unless you put it on sync, then both the sides get changed accordingly. But yeah, that's a nice, pretty cool feature. But I would want if there was the fan speed adjustment over there, then the temperature adjustment, because you mostly would change the fan speed then the temperature most of the time. So that's one thing I must mention to you. Apart from that, I am really happy with the screen. I have no complaints about the screen. It's really nice. The touch sensitivity is great. Now this is, as I told you earlier, it's more like an Android based touch, so you have loads more stuff in this as well. You also have your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in wireless. So Apple CarPlay in wireless, so basically without connecting any ports, I can actually access my Apple CarPlay, and it's really great, I must say, because you know, sometimes you forget to carry a wire and stuff, but you still have your Apple CarPlay on. So that's something that is really nice. Apart from that, yes, this car has been made a lot more comfortable. It's more focused towards luxury and comfort and stuff. So yeah, I don't have anything else to complain about. Let's just put it back into normal drive and cruise along. Oh, talking about cruise along, I also have cruise control as well, which I can access. So I can actually use cruise control, and I can just hit the button right here, press cruise control, and activate the main switch. So yeah, I can literally use cruise control from here. I can also change my limiter. So this screen has loads of stuff as well that can be done, which we will tell you in our tutorial video. So stay tuned for that video as well. Wipers now, I don't know if you can see them, but it's a rainy day here down in Goa, and the wipers have automatically turned on, and they are changing the speed according to the shower, the rain, basically, depending on that. I've really liked this cabin. It's a really great upgrade from the previous Octavia. There's it's a lot more livelier, it's a lot more modern, and definitely a lot more tech loaded. But as you all know, the Octavia is known for its driving, and that's what it's nailed it as well. This time more on the comfort side, but it has still nailed it. And yeah, I mean, in this segment there aren't any cars nowadays except for the Elantra, but apart from that, no. So this is still going to be up in its game for sure. So let's just drop some gears. Let's put it in sport, drop a gear, and let's do that. So the traction comes on instantly, like the traction is literally on. So yeah, amazing, 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 amazing. I'm loving this car. Lovely, lovely. So the suspension as well soaks up the bump perfectly. I'm really happy with this car. So yeah, this is pretty much how the car feels to drive. I'm really impressed with this, and hats off to Škoda for this. So yeah, with that guys, I think we come to an end of this drive review as well. So now I'm going to show you how the auto park works. As I said earlier, I'm going to put in that clip of our auto park and show you how that worked out for us. So now we're going to show you how the auto park works. So what we need to do is, let's drive forward, and we're going to have it on the right hand side. So we put the indicator on the right hand side, press the auto park assist button right here, and we use the park distance control. So let's drive forward. I've kept the indicator on, and the car is going to detect a space for us right now. So we're driving forward, we're driving forward, we're driving forward, we're still driving forward. Oh. And the car has detected a space for us, so we need to press the start button on the screen right here. So once you press the start button on the screen, so what we need to do is put it in reverse now, and we need to control the brake and the accelerator. So we need to go really, really slow. The steering is going to be controlled by itself. What we need to control is the brake and the accelerator. So I also have a reverse camera at the back that I can see how close I'm going. So there's a bar as well on the instrument cluster, virtual instrument cluster, which tells me how close I can go. So now it tells me move forward. So as you can see, the steering has turned by itself, and we can reverse. So we need to keep our hands off but the legs on the brake. So the car is going to detect and park according to the other two cars at the side. and now it says drive forward. And in reverse. So it's exactly going to park according to the other two cars at the side. And voila, our car is successfully parked. Now the Škoda Octavia has always been known to be a driver enthusiast car. And the first generation Octavia had a tagline, built like a tank. Now according to us, this one is still built like a tank, but doesn't drive like a tank. Now this one is focused more towards comfort, luxury and technology, with its new tagline being made of smart imagination. And it stays true to that. With that guys, we wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you found it informative. If you have any more questions, do let us know in the comment section down below. Also, do not forget to subscribe guys. And a huge thank you for 2000+ subscribers. With that guys, I see you next video.